Hello, this is Abina at Cross Keys Crafts. Today with a really quick card, well I hope so anyway. I've had this idea months ago and I put the idea in my phone, and when I went through my list of card ideas today, I thought this is one that I could quickly record while I've got a few minutes spare. I've already gone ahead and die cut a few things, but that did not take me longer than 3 or 4 minutes. So I cut 2 ovals out of yellow cardstock and 1 out of black cardstock. This is actually more like a paper, it's a thin one. It doesn't really matter, but that's what I had in my stash. This oval here is just under 6 inches long, and let me just check again. Yeah, just under 4 inches wide. I've chosen this size because I know that my finished card will fit into a 6x6 envelope that I have got ready. But any size is fine, it doesn't really matter. I've also chosen a circle die, but I haven't cut this yet, which is deeper or wider than the oval die, and that's important. You don't want anything that's smaller. Then I have got this die here that cuts loads of circles. I've cut a few. I've cut 2 bigger ones and 2 medium ones. I want to use these for the eyes, and because I don't know yet which size I'm going to use, I thought I'd cut or keep both these sizes. Then I have cut a small circle with an oval die. Let me just check this size. Yeah, that's just 1 inch wide. I want to create the mouth from that. I'll show you that in a moment how we do that. And then I have used a hard, this is a nesting die as well, and cut this from blue cardstock. This is supposed to be the wings for, oh, did I mention this? We're going to make a bee card today. Ideally, if you've got a heart that goes a bit lower, I think this would look nicer, and I might actually cut that by hand with my scissors afterwards. I'll have a think what it looks like when it's finished. So to put this together, first of all, for the card base, you need to take one of these pieces and you need to score a line at, I'd say, 1/2 inch. I quickly do this off camera. No, I'm not doing this off camera. First of all, I switched it off and I thought, did I say 1/2 inch? I don't mean 1/2 inch. Normally I go in with 1/4, but that always depends on how much is left. And I just want to show you with the oval, you need to be very mindful to have it sort of straight. So make sure that highest point matches the highest point at the bottom. So I think 1/4 will be enough. It is a bit tricky, so you have to find the groove there, and then you press down, and that will definitely be enough. You don't need more than that. If you're not sure, have 3/8, but 1/2 is almost too much. So when I've scored that, I will just bend it backwards a little bit. Don't need it too much. Let me just get this out of the way. So then I can burnish this. It's a bit tricky on the edges there, but I think that's just enough. It's just to hold the card in the front card in place. So for the black stripes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the circle die and I'm going to cut it like this, yeah, and then I'm going to take that piece that I've cut off and I move the circle die over like this, so that I'm basically cutting a strip. Yeah, so, and make sure when you move it about that you don't move it upwards or downwards. You want to keep it in the same place. So you could even tape it down, but I'm making sure, let me just place this down, that this sort of sits in the middle here, and I think that way I will have the same strips here. And when I've done that bit here, I'm going to move it over. You could theoretically just cut it like this, but then you might not end up with the, how can I, sorry my brain's going all funny, but you want to make sure that the distance is the same, otherwise you have to cut down the edge here when you place it on there. So maybe I'll show you that anyway on camera. So, and the reason why I'm starting here like in the middle like this, so just placing this here and just quickly put this through the die cutting machine. So when I've cut this here now, keeping this safe for the next round. Also make sure you've got low tack tape here. So I'm basically placing this here, making sure this is sort of even at the bottom and the top. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just like this. And the stripes will be thicker in the middle than they will be at the top, but that's okay. So I'm just going to place this through the die cutting machine again, and then I'll just show you. I will actually leave this one out, so I will just have a similar strip like this and then cut it off again here. And I think that's fine just to have 2 strips. If you wanted more, you could cut another one from this piece, but I think I will be fine with just 2 of them. I just wanted to show you here, when I only partially cut a die and I don't need this bit, I like to put some scrap paper underneath the cardstock here on my die cutting plate, so that the die cutting the die doesn't cut right into the plate. I think that will keep your plates fresh a little bit longer. So I've cut a 3rd piece for the bum. I thought this would be nice to have that. And now I just quickly want to show you how I want to cut the mouth. Basically same way. I'm using this die here and I'm just offsetting it like this, so I'm left with a slither here. Probably have to move it down a little bit more, a slither for the mouth. So I'm quickly doing this as well off camera. So all that's left for me to do now is to cut this down a little bit. As I said, I want to cut this a little bit lower. I will actually cut the middle line first, just like this, and then I will cut a little bit like a curve going down to that spot. Same on the other side, doesn't have to be perfect. Don't forget, your cards are homemade, nothing has to be perfect. So cut that a little bit rounder. I also saw the other day somebody was going around with a scoring tool, what you call it, like that tool, and just pressing it down and make it look a bit more like a die cut. I've never done this before, but I thought I'd just give that a try. Yeah, it looks a bit nicer. So, well, that's fine for me now here. So all that's left to do now is to glue these pieces together. So the wings here, this is my front, this is my back. I want to stick these on as well, so I will have to cut them down a little bit on the inside. So I'm just taking a pencil and I'm just marking, so it's sitting a little bit to the back, just marking here where I've got the score line, and that's where I will cut it and where I will glue it down. I hope it won't interfere with the mechanism where I'm gluing both pieces together. So I'm putting glue all over this piece here. Sorry, let me just zoom in a little bit more. Then I will place this on the edge, a bit above the score line. Press that down. And then we'll just add more glue here. And then place the top oval on. So when you do that, align it at the front and bottom first and the back, and then press it down on the top. And if you've got a bit of residue coming out, you can always use your tools and just take it away a little bit. So you can open it up a little bit as well, but be mindful, make sure it doesn't come apart. Just applying a bit more pressure here. Something on the back here. I think it's from the die cutting plate if you've got any residue from other die cuts there. So let me just zoom out a little bit again. So these I have kept in the order that I cut them. So theoretically, they should fit back where they were. Let me just see. So that one fits there. That one was definitely the bum, and it's this way around. You can see from the die. And then this one, maybe it's the other way around. But as I said, if you find they don't fit, and they are too wide, you can always cut them down, obviously not up there. This one, I might not have been very mindful of the gaps in between, so when you cut them apart, maybe watch the gaps. As always, I haven't made this card before, I've had it in my head, so I think what I will do is I will align it at the top, and whatever I have overhanging at the bottom, I will just cut that off. So I will cheat a little bit, but yeah, when you cut them, just be mindful how much gaps you leave in between them, in between those strips. Also, I noticed the other day I had my glue with me when I went on holiday in Germany, and I think it suffered a little bit when I was traveling, but I've already ordered some new glue. It seems to have become a little bit too thick. Got a bit of residue there, but I can take that quickly off. Yeah, I might have to tweak it at the top a little bit as well. Never mind. And then the bum, yeah, gap is definitely smaller there, but it doesn't matter. You could also mark it on your cardstock. If you've got like a white pencil, you could mark how wide of part you want them. So as I said, the tricky thing will be to get next to the wings, but I'll get my little nail scissors here and I'll just see if I can just cut that corner. Yeah, that'll do the job. And obviously at the bottom that's easier because I can just open this up and just again go along with my nail scissors. But make sure these strips are actually adhered properly. Don't want these to shift again when you're cutting it. Yeah, a bit wonky at the top, it doesn't matter. As I said, it's homemade. So all I need to do now is to choose some eyes. So yeah, definitely the big ones. So they have to be glued down, and then I've got the mouth here. I will probably use my two-way zig glue rather than the liquid glue for that. So I'm just checking whether I wanted, yeah, I need to have that there. If you wanted to, you could cut some cheeks as well, but I think I will just leave it like this. And then I think about whether I want to have some little white bits in the eyes. I think that would look nice. I quickly glue these on off camera. No, I changed my mind. I thought I'd just show you this. So when you use the zig glue, I've shown this before, it is blue, but when it dries it gets tacky and then it becomes clear. And I like, with fine details like that, I like to use my tweezers. These are the ones that hold it in place. So just placing them out there. Actually make it face that way. So, and then I can press this to let go, and then I can press this down. So, and the same with the eyes. I've popped them on, I popped the same glue on there, although I could have used the thicker glue. And it's just so much easier than trying to just balance them on your fingertips. So yeah, I think I will quickly cut 2 pieces of white with this die again, and just use the smaller pieces, and we'll put them on the eyes. And then I will just tidy this up a little bit at the top because it bugs me. And I think that's the card finished. So the card would be finished if I hadn't messed it up in 2 spots, and I'll show you why. First of all, I had some glue residue here when I moved this panel over. I want to cover that, but the worst was I thought I'd just use a bit of black pen here to colour in what was missing. Then was impatient, put some glue pen on there and wiped across it, and then smeared the black pen here. But not a problem, we get creative. So I've just picked a little heart die. This is a Sizzix die, and I've cut 3 little hearts. But I just want to show you something. Because the hard die has got holes there, you end up with little imprints. I hope the camera picks that up. One quick way to residue is, I've already done it here on this one, is you just take your bone folder and you just flatten these out a little bit, and they almost disappear. So, but the reason why I have cut 3, I only want 2 really, is I obviously have got the edge here, the different level. So one of them, doesn't matter which one I'll take, I think I'll take this one here. I need to place that over the edge here and mark again with my pencil where this curve is. So I'm just cutting on there so that this can sit just on the wings, just to give the other heart a little bit of support. So if I place that there, I could actually do with one more piece, to be honest, just to have, yeah, I think I would cut one more, do the same thing, and then when I place this on the top, it's on the same level, yeah, and I will probably move it over a little bit as well to cover that little thing. And the other one will just go here, and it looks like, you know, the love from the bee is just floating up there, and I think this will be really nice. So I'll just switch off the camera once more whilst I cut another piece, glue all these down, and then I'll definitely show you the finished card. So here's the finished card. It has admittedly quite a bit of dimension there, but I think that looks nice. So, and obviously you can open it and basically bend it in the back so you can write a message in there. You could put another layer in there in white if you wanted to write your message, and it sits up like this. If you wanted to, you could cut a little bit off the bottom and then it won't rock, but I think it's quite nice actually that it does rock. And if you also wanted to, and you've got a bit of space, you could put a sting in the back, but I think this bee is way too nice to sting, and I think this is really, really cute and a lovely card for all sorts of occasions. Sometimes I think it would be nice just to give people a card or send people a card just to say, tell them how much they mean to you. And I've already got a friend that this card will go to. So yeah, if you like this card, you might want to give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of what I'm creating, you might want to subscribe to my channel. I'd be very happy about that. And I'll see you soon with another video.